Hi, Jax West from Justice with Jax, Stephen Avery Project, MAM Gossip. On a little early because Miley is nagging me on Facebook. So here I am. And nobody else is. I'm here by myself. So we're live for the next hour to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I want to bring up, now that we're in this pandemic and they want everybody to stay at home. Hello, Tiffany. I am really worried about inmates. So, Tammy from WMP Justice Review and the WMP Justice Review team has been working hard to try and get people out that are not a threat to society. And hello, Samantha and Natasha. And I can report so far, due to Tammy's hard work, not just one, 2 people have been released from the prison that Melissa and Marnie are in. Hello, Ruth. Well, I don't know if they're released as much as it's they've gotten the word that they're going to be. And I think they might just be waiting for the governor's signature. So, and Tammy is working on a bunch. I also have been in communication with Kent Pellegrini. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Amen. Hello. Kent Pellegrini, his prison doesn't seem to have been hit as hard as the women's prison here in Illinois, but he wants out too, and so he sent me a whole bunch of stuff that he wanted sent to his lawyer. He's represented by Doug from Kathleen Zellner's office, and he had me forward that information to Doug, and then got some information through Tammy on helping to get them out, get inmates out. And so I sent that to Doug as well. And then Kent emailed me today some more information. So I sent that on to Doug. So here's hoping we will soon hear that more inmates will be released. But it's kind of a double-edged sword here okay, so I know for a fact there are more people in the prisons that have the virus than they're saying. They're keeping it quiet. You're not in a cell by yourself. So, when you talk about you have to be kept from other people, you can't in a prison. At Melissa and Marnie's prison, I don't know if it's the same for Kent's. I've never asked, but they don't have a toilet like in their cell. So now you have to go use a common bathroom too with everybody. There's just no way you're going to be able to keep this concentration, all these people separated. So you need to start releasing some of these people. Because also for me, if it was my loved one that was in prison and they get the virus and they then die because they're not being given proper medical care and such there, I'm wrongful death suit. So you have prisons that will possibly let people out on a medical furlough. And so you can only get out if you have someplace approved to go. You'll possibly be on house arrest, because you're not being released at, yay, you're free. You're being released because the prison just can't take care of you. So you're going to go elsewhere to be taken care of while this virus happens. And then have to go back when it's all over, which will be really rough, I'm sure, once they get that taste of freedom. But that's why you're only going to release the people who aren't a flight risk. They're not violent. But then, see, you've got your You're good and bad on everything. Once they're released, they're no longer under the umbrella of the Department of Corrections. So now if they were to get sick, how are they going to get medical care? They don't have insurance. Who's going to pay to take care of them? And see, the corrections wants that off their plate, that they wouldn't be on the hook financially to take care of them if they were to get sick. So there's so much to wade through there. But I mean, I'm thankful for like the two women so far that Tammy has told me about. They aren't people, that I advocate for. I don't know them or know their cases or anything about them. I'm happy for anybody who's able to get out, but I'm really, crossing everything that maybe something is able to happen for any of the people that I do advocate for. So, ooh, I just got an alert, lightning strike 10 miles away, and it just started pouring. So, my weather here in Chicagoland is really crazy right now. So if all of a sudden I'm gone, you'll know it's because weather took out my power or my Wi-Fi. Um, Hello, Marilyn and Patrick and Heather. Heather says R. Kelly denied. Denied for what? Was he trying to get out on the COVID thing, or just in general? Did he have another date? Which I would find really funny if R. Kelly got anything when everything else is being put off. That's something in Carol says the government says they will reimburse hospitals for patients that don't have insurance. We'll see, because so many people are going to be needing medical care, and I don't want to be a whole conspiracy theorist. Oh, COVID release. Thanks, Heather. But, I know we're on this lockdown. Well, I don't know if all of you are on a lockdown. Here in Illinois, we're now on lockdown till May 1st. This isn't going to be over in a month. I really think this is going to take a long, long time. And I also think it might be where it gets to the point that we all have to get it. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take you to get it. And then whether or not you're able to survive it. So like I've told people, I'm like, get your cardio in, try and get your lungs in shape. Maybe that's the best thing you could be doing right now. Do as I say, not as I do, because I'm still not doing any kind of exercise. So I really need to do that. But and like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, crazy person, but I just don't think this is going to be, yay, in a month, we're all done. Yeah. Heather says Delaware is locked down until May 15th. Natasha says we have essential services only here. Well, see, that's what we're supposed to have here in Illinois too, Natasha, but it's really weird on what they deem essential. So, people are able to manipulate it. So many different things are open, and are deemed, it's a technicality that they're essential service. And I know, so, there's people that want to complain about that, but on the other hand, people need money, bills still have to get paid. So, you can't keep worrying about everybody else, and you need to worry about what you're doing to keep yourself and your family safe. Heather says, my hubby is being treated for COVID. Oh, wow. And waiting to get an appointment for a test. This sucks. Oh, so Heather doesn't know for sure yet if he has it, because I've heard too, sometimes the testing for it, it's taken up to like 5 weeks to get the results of that. And then here in Illinois, we have Abbott Laboratories, which just made a test that you can get the results within 15 minutes. And our governor was just talking about that today too, that, obviously Illinois would like a bunch of this testing. This is an Illinois laboratory that did it, and the government swooping in and taking it. Same thing with anytime Illinois, when trying to get PPE or ventilators or such, they'll make a deal for it, and then the government swoops in and takes it. So Illinois can't get the stuff needed. It's crazy right now. Marilyn says, found out on the road here in Australia for no essential reason, $1,000 fine. Wow. And Heather says there too. I did hear something about like Los Angeles, I think it was going to be cutting off power and water to non-essential businesses to make it so they can't be open. I don't know if that was true or not. You never know what you see, fact or fiction. Heather says, no, he has all the symptoms. He can't get an appointment. They're all booked. Yeah. See, and that's something that I've been told too, is that this is going to last up to like 2 years. And they just keep saying, the month thing, because they don't want people to freak out. And really, the reason is they just don't have the resources to take care of everybody right now. So they're trying to slow the infection, but it's going to be a lot longer than a month, which is really scary that we're living in a horror film right now. Natasha says, we have grocery stores, pharmacies, few other places, but majority of other places are closed. Yeah. Really, the things that are getting hit hard here is anything that would be like entertainment purposes, so bars, even though I see bars now that have signs outside saying, take home alcohol, so they're like, um, you can pull up curbside for alcohol to take home with you. So it's places like, the entertainment industry. So musicals, plays, movies, uh, bands, going to see music or whatever. That's all that's really hurting. The restaurants obviously aren't doing as well as they would be if they could be open for dine in, but they're doing what they can for curbside and delivery. Um, bartenders are another one going, they make crap money to begin with. They survive on tips and now there's no work for them. That's crazy. Oh, Heather says he can't go to the ER. Miley says they started taking our temps and asking us 5 questions before we start our shifts at Costco. I just saw something that said Costco's and Walmart's and Targets in certain states are now only going to sell essential items. They won't sell anything else to try and stop people from going to stores and, hanging out there because they're bored or congregating. I don't know if that's true either. Natasha says people need to work, but our federal government introduced an emergency response benefit, which helps people that are off work because of the modern plague. Well, Natasha, there's fine print on that. So like Tammy from Words Matter Publishing owns a publishing house, right? She's getting hit hard. And she went to apply for that. And one of the questions on there is, are you a felon? So now she can't be considered. I know another small business where the guy pays child support, and it says on there, do you pay child support? So that gets tossed. So not everybody is going to readily get that. There's strings attached. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Heather says our Mexican restaurants are delivering margaritas. There you go. Kat says we have grocery stores open, bars are closed here, restaurants are open, but takeout only. Yeah. Christy says golf courses are open. Yeah, I've seen there's some states that have deemed churches and golf courses essential. No. Marilyn says 20 questions to get past the front door of the chemist yesterday and temp taken. Heather says, right, they're roping off things like clothes and electronics. Okay, I was just at a department store this afternoon. Nothing was roped off yet, but maybe that's coming. Where am I? Miley says they haven't started doing that at mine yet. Hopefully soon. People are just browsing around because they're bored, which I get. I admit I just did it when I was in the store. I puttered around going like up and down every aisle, seeing if there was anything I wanted or what, because it's like I'm here at the house by myself all the time and but I wore a mask. Um, Nan's Life says here it's only essential stores. All beaches, parks are closed. Only one person per household can go into store shopping. Campground, seasonal rentals, all closed. Yeah, I saw. I think that was Costco again. That I saw things saying that they were going to make it that only 2 people per membership card could go in, so no big families all together. Um, and then Chicago our mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, she's hysterical. And Jeff has been printing a lot of life-size Lori Lightfoots because she's got a campaign of, stay home, stay alive. And there are so many memes of Lori standing at, like the lakefront, do not cross, do not enter. People are using her for like inside their refrigerators because you're sitting at home, nothing to do. I'm gonna eat, open it. There's Lori Lightfoot. No. So that's quite funny. I know Lori Lightfoot just today implemented in Chicago. There's now a 9 p.m. curfew for alcohol sales. So I don't think that's Illinois as a whole, though. I think that's just Chicago currently. Natasha says, ours is not like that. I'm in Canada. Joy says, Iowa, the golf course just got closed yesterday. And then Joy says, I hate that clothing and shoe stores aren't essential. I need new shoes for work because those replacement windows are considered essential, right? Yeah, it's all, and Joyce works in a window factory. So I'm not complaining. I'm not gonna bitch about who's essential and who's not. People have to make money. I get it. People need things. So I got to look out for me. So, so if I do the things I need to do, but I'm really bad right now. I shouldn't say this, but I'm like at the point of I feel like back when I was growing up, I grew up in the 70s and 80s when people would have chicken pox parties, and it's like you want all your kids to get the chicken pox and get it now. And so I just feel like it's inevitable. Everybody's going to get it at some point, and you can't really be free until you've had it, live or die. And so I'm kind of at the point of just give it to me and let's see if I live or not. I don't know. Maybe that's a horrible thing to say. So again, do as I say, not as I do. Don't follow my example. I'm not the smartest person ever. And yes, all my haters can put that in a loop. I'm not the smartest person ever. Miley suggested to Joyce to look on Amazon. Yeah. I've done a lot of shopping on Amazon. Something I want people to know, if you don't know already, on doing the Amazon shopping. I know it'll say your order may take this long due to they're shipping out essential stuff first. But so even if something has told me like it won't come till May, I got it in the next 2-3 days for the most part. So don't let that scare you off from ordering on Amazon. And then we've talked about this on the WMP Justice Review, but the WMP Justice Review team is an official charity on Amazon. So when you go to Amazon, you can't just go to your regular Amazon link. You have to go to smile.amazon.com and then you register and you pick whatever not-for-profit that you want that will get a percentage of certain things that you buy. It's really tiny. I think I've had it for like 4 years now. And I think the total that's I've generated is like $40. So it's really pennies, but if 1 million people do it and some pennies, then the Justice Review team could get some decent money coming in that could then help to free other people. So that's another thing. If you do Amazon, go to smile.amazon.com first and then place your order. And while I'm suggesting WP Justice Review, there's lots of not-for-profits. I once had it going to Planned Parenthood. I had it going to the Human Rights Campaign. So I've had different places over the years. So Lambertland says, just got here. Depending on what we are talking about, I am a delivery driver for FedEx. We are slammed. And Lambert, if you have any suggestions or tips for people, or I know people like, did they do this at like Halloween? When did they do this? When there were treats left for delivery people. Would that be something that would be helpful to you? Like if I left a thing of like bottled water, which plastic people don't get on me about how bottles from bottled water are so bad. This is, because I'm having deliveries here all the time. So would that be helpful if I put something out there or put little snacks or something? Or is it going to be, no, we can't touch it because maybe I'm poisoned? I don't know. So, but yeah, I see the delivery drivers all over, and I don't think delivery drivers are getting the props like our first responders are getting, in the medical community. So thank you to our delivery drivers and our post office, because that's a lifeline. And those people are also risking their lives to do this. So I appreciate it. Heather says, our state police sit at the state line and are turning all the Pennsylvania drivers around. They're trying to come to our liquor stores, and state stores in Pennsylvania are closed. Oh, how weird. Yeah. Wow. Crazy, crazy time. Natasha says, but can you get it a second time, or has that been determined? My governor today in his briefing said he's been told you can't get it a second time, but I don't know if that's 100% or not. So I don't know. Heather says Amazon is under promising and over delivering. They are amazing. Yes. Nan's Life says, will WMP be on this Friday, Jax? Yes. So on the WMP Justice Review Facebook page, we go live on Mondays and Fridays right now at 6 p.m. Central Time. So the same time I went live on here will be on the WMP Justice Review page. And then after it, Tammy does upload it to the WMP Justice Review's YouTube page, and then she's also got a Roku channel. There's WMP TV. I don't know anything about Roku, but it's being uploaded there. So, and that's why we're going to be trying to keep all episodes to an hour so she can have it on the Roku channel. And so we're going over the Marnie Yang case piece by piece. So you can go to the WMP Justice Review Facebook page or YouTube page to go see the 3 episodes we've done so far. The one we just did on Monday was on Sean Gale. The one we're doing this Friday is on Monica such and such. She was another one of Sean Gale's girlfriends who was an early suspect. And so we're going to talk about Monica and everything that surrounds that. I am just like the moderator. I ask the questions. I am not the expert by any means. That's Tammy. And then Steve Lupino is one of the investigators from the WMP Justice Review. And so Tammy and Steve are the ones giving you all the information. I'm just asking questions either that I have previously in preparation for the video or from the questions that people ask. So join us there at 6 p.m. on Marnie Mondays and Fridays at 6 p.m. from 6 to 7. And there's something going on in Marnie's case today. So maybe we will have that news to bring you on Friday. You never know. So it's been interesting. Lambert says we love it. It helps us get us through the day. No, we take it. LOL. The worst part is people keep ordering furniture, so it makes for a very long and heavy day weight wise. Okay, good. I'll start leaving something out for the delivery people because I'm ordering stuff, Jeff's ordering stuff, so stuff is showing up here. So I'll do that. I'll leave something out there. Thanks for letting me know. And hello, Elizabeth. Stephen, let me say real quick on Stephen that his case is extended, as is most everything, because of this virus. I have Stephen Avery Project people who get mad at me because they're like, where's an update on Stephen? There's nothing to update. There's nothing going on in Stephen's case right now, as far as I know. You know, remember, I'm not on the inside of Stephen's case any longer. So you may know more than I do, but there's nothing going on in Stephen's case. I talked to Melissa through email multiple times a day. Like I literally just got one before I went live. Melissa and Marnie's prison had put them on severe lockdown where they were made to stay in their rooms. They were not allowed to email. They were not allowed to make phone calls. But Melissa was able to still email because she's got her own tablet. Marnie never got a tablet. Marnie, because Wi-Fi is sketchy there, depending on which house you're in. So Marnie's like, I'm not going to waste my money. The internet's not going to work all the way here. So Marnie doesn't have a tablet. Melissa her house is closer to the router. So she's got her own tablet, which also costs $25 a month for her to have that tablet. And I just gave her 25 a couple weeks ago. So Melissa emails me about every day, and they just got phone privileges back today. But Melissa says she hasn't been able to make a call yet because since they were cut off for so long, it's a mad dash for the phone, and she's not about fighting over the phone. So, but she's really, really homesick right now, is missing her parents tremendously. She said she was just watching the movie Blade. Now, remember, she likes horror movies and stuff, and I think Blade's a great movie too. I like it. So she said she was watching Blade, and she's like, it's so dumb, but it made her cry because she had originally seen that movie with her parents, and then it reminds her of her parents, and so she's hoping to get a call out to her dad either tomorrow or Friday, and then this weekend to her mom because her mom works during the week. So, so she wants to make sure she gets to call both, and talk to both her parents. So, so she's really, really homesick. Melissa and I have talked a whole lot about The Walking Dead and really upset that The Walking Dead is done now because they said they can't show the season finale because due to the virus, they don't have the manpower and haven't been ready. They don't have that episode ready. So we're going to have to hang on and wait for the finale, but another Walking Dead spinoff is going to start. And Melissa said another show she watches just started back up, Ghost Hunters. So I guess that's on A&E. So she's looking forward to that. So she says she's gotten some letters from supporters. So please write to Melissa. She really does appreciate the letters. Melissa Kalusinski, Kalusinski. Her inmate number is R is in rabbit 88005. That's at Logan Correctional, P.O. Box 1000, Lincoln, Illinois 62656. So write to Melissa, or if you want to write to Marnie Yang, her inmate number is R as in rabbit. They both went around the same time, so their inmate number both starts with R, 87186. And she's same prison. So, so Melissa is feeling melancholy and could use a boost. So please write to Melissa. I ask Melissa in every email, is there anything you need? You need me to put money on your books? She always says no, she's all right. So like when I put the $25 on 2 weeks ago or whenever, I just did it. She didn't ask for it. I just put it on there. I don't know if she would ask or if she would say she needs something. So maybe I just, need to just keep putting money on there regardless, because I just go, well, it's the money it would have cost me to go visit and I can't go visit. So I might as well just, put it on Marnie or Melissa's books. Miley, if Daryl dies, we riot. How sweet was that scene with him and Judith? Kat says Ghost Hunters is awesome. I've never seen it. Maybe I need to check it out. Kat says, I agree. If Daryl dies, we are going to riot. I will have my torch and pitchfork at the ready. I watch his other show, Ride, too. He has the greatest voice. He does the voiceovers in Ride, and he really has a nice voice. I never really thought about it until hearing his voiceovers on Ride. Lambert says, do they still do their jobs at the prison? Some do, some don't. Melissa has a new job she's doing at the prison. She's doing nightly cleaning, which she loves because Melissa is somebody who regularly bleaches her walls and the ceiling of her room. I've talked about this before. I so wish I was like her. I am so lazy. But Melissa is very clean. Everything needs to be put away. So Melissa is loving it that at night they're going through and cleaning everything. So I don't think everybody still is doing their jobs. I don't know for sure what is happening with kitchen work and all of that. So, but it seems since they're giving the inmates phone privileges back, maybe things are lightening up. But now when I talk to Kent is obviously in a male prison. He said they were on a really bad lockdown at first, but now they're not. So, but Kent doesn't have a job at prison. And so I didn't ask him anything about that. Miley says, I love him. I have a life-size stand-up of him. Well, funny you mentioned that, Miley. If anybody needs a life-size standout, you can reach out to Jeff because he has a print shop. And so, like I said, he's been making the ones of Lori Lightfoot. He can make them of anybody. So if there's somebody you're really missing during your stay-at-home quarantine and you need to bring that loved one home, you can reach out to Jeff. And Miley needs Jason Momoa. And he can make one for you and ship it wherever. So you deal with Jeff on that. His email is jeff@advanceoffsetpress.com. So, of course, I'm going to plug that. Times are tough. Need some money. So go get your printing done by Jeff. He can do shirts. He can do hats. He can do stickers. Whatever you want. He can print it up. And that's basically all he's doing right now is he's getting all these orders for the Mayor Lori Lightfoot. So he goes into work for a couple hours to do the Lori Lightfoot and then comes home, so he's not working full days, and he's not having any walk-in customers, so it's just people who are emailing him or calling him. Elizabeth says, wish I had a Jeff near me. I'd have fun with life-size cutouts. I've got a whole bunch for my political stuff. So I've got all different political people that I've brought out for different rallies and protests. I've got to have probably eight different ones. So, because I kind of know a guy, and so easy to get. What else is there to talk about? Anybody watch there were 2 different West Memphis 3 specials. One was on Oxygen and the other was on ID channel. So that's something if anybody wants to talk about West Memphis 3, or I'm always up for some Tiger King discussion. Tiger King, oh my gosh. Oh, Heather watched the West Memphis 3. And I shared something today. I think I only shared it on the Justice with Jax Facebook from Damien Eccles, because Damien Eccles has been doing some YouTube videos of how to be alone, and what it's like to be stuck by yourself. So who better than somebody who was on death row for how many years? So I shared that on Justice with Jax. Lambert asked me, what is your take on the 3? That's a case I followed from the start. Because go figure, I'm like a heavy metal rock music fan. And when I was first hearing of this case of these kids that were picked just because they wear like Metallica t-shirts, and that makes them weird, and so we're going to target them, I followed that case. And when what was it called? The HBO special, because I always want to call everything West Memphis 3, but that's not what it's called. What was it called on HBO? I'm having a mind blank right now. What was it called? Paradise Lost. Okay, there you go. I'm thinking of a P. Thank you very much, Heather. I watched that a gazillion times. Those boys are all innocent. The first time I watched Making a Murderer, when you're watching What's Done to Brendan Dassey, Jesse Miss Kelly is all I could see right there. It was Jesse Miss Kelly to a T. Boy from not a good family, low IQ, not great schooling, and they took advantage of him and made him say things that he instantly recanted. Those boys are so innocent. And it's all the fault, according to Miley, of Carol fucking Baskin. Oh my God, cutouts of Joe and Carol. Woohoo. That might have to happen. Heather says, interesting that DNA now rules Terry Hobbs out. I didn't see it say that, Heather. I didn't say that it ruled Terry out. That's not what I got out of that at all. Did I not pay good enough attention? I saw it say that he still, they couldn't say it is his, but it was one in this many have that DNA. I thought it was still at Terry Hobbs. And let me tell you, when I first followed the case, I thought it was the other crazy stepfather. Because also that woman died under suspicious circumstances, and I think he was abusive towards her. So I totally thought it was the other stepfather at first. But everything now points to Terry Hobbs. Heather says, Damien's spirit makes me so happy. I mean, he's a little freaky deaky, but with his I haven't seen personal posts from him in a long time, so I don't know if he's still in the throuple or whatever, but that's not for me. But you do you. So I just hope he's happy and living his life however the hell he wants. Kat says Carol Baskin is to blame for everything. I love that. That's what is mostly coming out of that, is that bitch. That's all you just need to have to say. That bitch. Lambert says, agree. Wish they didn't have to take the offered plea, but they needed to save Damien. That, Lambert, makes me cry so hard, is when you see Jason Baldwin. He did not wanna take, that, that Alford plea because I'm innocent, I'm gonna fight, but he took it to save Damien. Oh my god. That just wow. And yeah, the Alford plea sucks ass that now you can't sue for your wrongful conviction. Um, but at the end of the day, you're free. So that's most important, I would think. Samantha says, I saw Damien and Lori with Peter Jackson here in New Zealand with the release of West of Memphis, one of the wow moments in my life. I think it's so awesome that everything that Peter Jackson and his partner, I can't remember her name, and everything they did for that case. And that had to have been so awesome for Damien to go see Hobbiton and all that. And Peter Jackson, well, yes, he was part of making West of Memphis, but everything he did for the West Memphis 3, it was just to do the right thing, not something like I'm just trying to procure the rights to something to make a movie so I can make money off of it. He was really just doing it because he was trying to right a wrong. He and his partner, Fran, right? Her name's Fran something, I think. Um, so major props to them. And yeah, I would be awestruck seeing them too. And that's why I would so love to go to New Zealand and go see Hobbiton. Heather says, yes, ma'am. They found additional semen on Stevie and Michael's penis that did not belong to Hobbs. I don't recall seeing that, Heather. So what was I not paying attention to? Because I know um the one boy whose like penis was missing that they tried to originally say, when they're trying to make it out like Damien's a Satanist and all that, and so blah blah, they cut this off, whatever. Actually, it was from like turtles feeding on the boy. It was nothing like that. So it was on the third part of the ID channel special. Did I like fall asleep? I don't recall seeing that. Maybe I'll have to go through and watch it again. Samantha says, come visit me. Hobbiton is about an hour's drive from where I live. I will make it there someday. It just has to be so beautiful. I so want to go, Samantha, but obviously now nobody's going anywhere. Yeah, Heather, I'll have to watch it again because I don't recall that. I don't recall semen being found on the kids at all. Just the hair that was found in the shoelace. Hmm. Curiouser and curiouser. I will have to watch it again. And I don't care if it doesn't say that was Terry Hobbs. It could have been somebody else with him. It's Terry Hobbs. It still has to be. Oh, not semen, meant to say DNA. Okay, that makes more sense because it's like semen. I don't recall there being anything about semen. DNA, then that's the hair. Um, it's gotta be a beautiful country. Yeah, Samantha. Well, maybe I need to how early can you buy flights? So like would be now the time to buy a flight for like this fall? Heather, I don't so that friend that they interviewed that had been with him, I don't know if that guy didn't seem like he would have anything to do with it. Lambert says, do any of the mothers still support the stepfathers that might be suspects? The Byers, Mark Byers, that woman died. And I I recall it being suspicious circumstances on how she died. So, um um so she died a while ago. Um and I don't and then you've got is it Stevie Branch's family is they pretty much stay out of everything. So I don't know if if it's known how they feel on the Terry Hobbs thing. And yeah, she divorced Terry Hobbs a long time ago, but I don't know if um she thinks her ex could be guilty. Um yep, he's the one that got the new teeth. The Paradise Lost ep- episode 2 was a lot about him. He's creepy. Heather says, during Mark Byers' polygraph, he said, "Not since my wife's murder. No one ever picked up on that slip." Ooh, me neither. Unless it's something I knew at one time and then forgot again, which also could be the case. Um, that guy's creepy. I Yeah. Um, but I don't think he's guilty any longer. I can totally see as I look at myself on here, I don't like looking at myself. And while we're locked in, I'm not dyeing my hair. I'm just letting my gray go, and I could totally see it right here. Look at all that gray. Woohoo! Um, sorry. Um, mm, 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 mm. Okay, nothing else there. And the on Tiger King, I guess ID Channel's going to be doing an episode on that, and they're gonna be focusing on Carol fucking Baskin. Kat stopped dyeing her hair too. I've got a friend who she works in politics, and she's the opposite. Since now she can't work, she's now dyeing her hair all these crazy colors because she can't do it normally. So she's taking advantage of. I'm like, I'm always doing crazy colors, so I'm just gonna let it go gray and see what happens. Lambert says, another case, that crazy mother that won't produce her kids. She so killed them. Oh, yeah. I don't know anything on that other than that. Um, yeah, she's guilty there. Lori Vallow, Miley says. Kat says, I need to finish watching Tiger King. It's not for everybody. I know somebody who's like really offended that anybody would watch it, but sorry, I was bored. um, Heather says, Kenny Farr's ex-wife told Cake out and said her ex-husband killed Don. I don't know what that typo is that you're correct changed it. Kenny Farr's ex-wife told Cake out and said her okay, I came out. There you go. Um, hmm. Hmm. The memes though are hysterical. Oh my gosh. And some of them are so bad that you shouldn't think they're funny, and they are. And one made me laugh out loud, and it's horrible, and I shouldn't laugh at it. And so then I sent it to one of my friends, and he is gay and married, and so the first box says, being gay isn't a choice. And then the bottom picture is a picture of the Tiger King, and he goes, "Hold my meth." And so I sent it to Ken, and he cracked up. He's like, "Stop it, I'm joking." It's horrible. It shouldn't be funny. It's funny. I'm sorry, it's funny. Um, Lambert says, "We still have to watch Tiger King maybe this weekend. It's 7 hours." So, um, just know going in, it's 7 hours, but it just keeps building up speed. Heather loves the memes. Kat says, "Oh man, the memes are great." Heather says, "I have not laughed at any." Yeah. Uh, the one today, oh my gosh, made me crack up. But I've got a sick sense of humor. You know, Heather, I've watched it 3 times. I've watched it twice because I watched it once myself and then made Jeff watch it and watched with him. So I've seen it twice. Um, Miley says, I really like Tiger King. It was really interesting. Well, I came away from that in thinking that everybody on there were wrong, but it was funny how, Carol Baskin is attacking everybody else, yet she's making a living off of putting tigers in cages. So, sorry, you're all doing the same thing. None of you are pulling that thorn out of that tiger's paw and then releasing him to the wilderness. You're all putting them in some kind of a cage and letting people pay to come see them. So, Carrie says, I don't have Netflix anymore. I use my son's. So, Heather says, some reporter tonight asked Trump if he thinks he will pardon him. Trump didn't know who he was. That's funny. Kat says, yeah, she says putting tigers in cages is horrible, but she does the same damn thing. Yeah. Lambert says, yeah, don't agree with that. I refuse to take my kids to the circus. Are there even any circuses anymore? Because I used to take my son to Ringling Brothers when it would come here. I did take him to the circus. I didn't know then, I guess, what I know now. But I also like zoos. And I know so many people don't. I think at least the zoo that I go to, I mean, so maybe I'm one of those, I just have blinders on. I see them as caring for the animals and giving them as good a life as they can. So I've been a longtime member since my son was little, before my son started school, so like when he was 3 and 4, since we were members of the zoo, we would go once a week, so, ew. But I mean, I'm all for animal rights, not for PETA. I hate PETA. But I love animals and don't want animals abused, but I do like zoos. But I guess it's a case by case basis. If I was to find out a zoo was mistreating an animal, then I would be after them. Elizabeth says, I think our circuses have no animals now. Yeah, I don't know if there are any circuses here anymore. I only knew of Ringling Brothers, and that stopped a couple years ago. Kat says, I think there is still a circus. I used to love going to the circus as a kid. Heather says, I took my son to the circus once and he asked me to never take him back. Wow, that's pretty deep. Yeah, I took my son a couple times. But he didn't seem to really care all that much. So, and then we stopped. I don't know why. We just stopped going. And then I know it was a couple years ago that Ringling Brothers ended. So, yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it when I went, but I also wasn't thinking of, that they were being abused. It just never crossed my mind then. I get, again, I was just living in a bubble. Lambert says, I mean, in terms of local ones that go town to town, Ringling Brothers is better. Yeah, I don't know if one goes town to, or comes here anymore. Elizabeth says, what's on your shirt? Carrie says, Miami Zoo is good. If you ever go to Miami, it's huge. Beware, there will be a lot of walking. Well, that's good. We need walking, right? Well, Jeff made this shirt. If you like this shirt, reach out to Jeff and have him make you one. I was wearing this when I was shopping today and forgot what the shirt had said. And, people were looking at me weird, but I also had a mask on. So I and just like whatever. And then at some point, a man got his wife and brought her back over to me to look at my shirt. So then I was like, oh, okay. Now I know why people are looking at me. I forgot it said that. And I have a lot of shirts that say offensive things, um, and I forget about it, and then I go out in public, and it's like, "Oh, yeah, I really shouldn't have been wearing this shirt when I was going to such and such a place," but whatever. Um, yeah, people were looking at me weird, but that happens a lot, and I'm in a tank top today, and my tattoos are showing, and so you know, you just kinda get used to people looking at you weird when you have all the tattoos. Because you have people who are scared of you, like you're some big bad biker gang or something because you have tattoos, or there's people that are really interested and wanna ask you about the tattoos. It's really weird, though, when people wanna touch them. 'Em. I'll have strangers that'll come up to me and, like, touch it, and it's like, "It's just my skin, you're not gonna feel anything, and don't touch me." I guess I don't have to worry about that currently. Um, don't touch me. Um Yeah, so but it reminds me of, like, when you're pregnant and people wanna come and touch your pregnant belly, and it's like, do I know you? Don't touch my stomach." So the same thing goes with tattoos. I'll have strange guys, which you go, "Okay, are they just using this as an excuse to try and touch me?" I don't know, but then, they'll, like and it's like, "You are weird, don't touch me." Um Marilyn says, "Yeah, they're judging a book by its cover." I have plenty of places that won't hire me because of my tattoos. And it's just like, I don't know why. And also I'm willing to cover them even though it's art. I have wearable art. Um Heather says, "Oh no, hard no, don't touch me." Yeah. Um, then I have to get my bitch face on. If I have because I mean, I've got a resting bitch face. I've got bitch face all the time. Actually, my aunt growing up always called me bitch face. So when I was a kid. Um, so there are people that are intimidated on looks. Um, but yeah, maybe I need to wear bitch face more often so people don't try and touch my tattoos. Carrie says Costco allows tattoos. Uh, yeah, as so is Costco, like, mad hiring people right now since they're still open and so busy? Or do you have, like, severely reduced hours too, so to circulate through all your employees, it doesn't make it so you guys have to work constantly, that there's plenty to go around? Yeah, I've seen Amazon is hiring like crazy. Um I know somebody said they got hired in a grocery store as like a stock person for while their business isn't working. Jeff is taking a job right now. Or is supposed to be, since the print shop is going to be slow. So he's going to start working someplace to bring in some money because he's self-employed. So there's no money coming in for him at all, unless he gets print jobs. Miley says, Costco hired a few at my store for the people who decided to take this time off. Okay. Well, that's good because I'm sure there's lots of people who have to take the time off because now their kids are home. So, so I hope those people don't then lose their job and can get it back when this is all done. They shouldn't be faulted for now they have to be home and take care of their children, or if they've moved their elderly family members in before we got stuck at home, so if they've got family to take care of. Carrie says they hired a lot of seasonal help at my location. Business is slow. I don't know how long we will keep them. Okay, well, if business is slow, then that means people are staying at home like they're supposed to be, right? Christy says nursing homes are incredibly short on nurses due to staff getting quarantined or quitting. It's a mess. Yeah, my governor put out the ask, and also our phones, and I don't know if that was countrywide that this happened or if it was just Illinois, but my phone went off in asking with an alert that they were asking all retired medical personnel to please come back and work. that they're desperate for anybody to come back. And it is so heartwarming to me, all the hospitals that I pass, because Jeff just bought a new motorcycle, so we've been out and about on the motorcycle. So the hospitals that we pass, and you see the big homemade signs and such that people put out there thanking the first responders and and not just first responders, because thank you to the people who like work the desk at the hospital, all the people, the janitorial staff, everybody for that have to be at the hospital working, a big thank you. And so all the different hospitals around here, there are big signs at like every entrance to the hospital thanking them. So that's pretty awesome. Um, I was by a nursing home recently, and there were signs up in the windows that the elderly had put so their loved ones could, if they came outside, could see them, see their notes. I love seeing too when I drive around and you see um people making art on their sidewalk or their driveway, or putting stuff up on their windows, or I know they've people have been told to like put the Christmas decorations back up, stuff to just do the, make some joy and happiness out of this dark time. I'm trying to think of something that I want to do, and it's hasn't formulated in my head yet, but I want to start a thing where like I sneak to friends and family's houses like overnight, and then leave some kind of message for them on their window or a sign in their yard or something, and then be a pay it forward, so now you got this, and now you need to put it in somebody else's yard and keep doing it. Um, so I think that could be something, fun. Uh, just, and I don't want, you wouldn't want people like posting it on social media or whatever, because you don't want it ruined and want it surprised for now when you go to put it at somebody's house. Um, they don't go, "Oh, I know what that is." You want it to be like a total surprise. So, yeah, I gotta think on that, because I think that could be a fun little game. Uh, Kat says, "My husband works at a nursing home and he has to go in every day. He had to cut his staff's hours due to low census." Elizabeth bought a pool table for her kids. Good idea. I know, I just saw somebody on a talk show said that they, bought a bounce house for their kids. Um, Marilyn said, "Did Trump give a stimulus package? Any of the people over there? Government has over $1 trillion debt here now, trying to help families there here." Yeah, so there is a stimulus package, but who knows how long before people will for sure see that. And that again has strings attached. You had to have filed taxes and blah 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 blah. So like I won't see mine because I'm going through a divorce. My husband and I file, my husband files and we're married. So if any money comes, he's going to take it all and I won't see any of it. And you also then have to claim that on your taxes and pay it back. So when people get those checks, they're always like, "Yay, free money." And then when tax time rolls around the next year, they're like, "Oh shit, now I got to pay this." Um, so Nana says there is a case, maybe more, of COVID in the prison Brendan is in at Oshkosh. Oh, I'm sure. There I don't think there can possibly be a prison that doesn't have a case. And I'm sure prisons are covering up how many they have. So it's scary. Carrie says, "We haven't received it yet, Marilyn." And Miley says, "Nothing is free." Mhm. Yeah, you always got to remember that. Nothing is free. You get that check, but it's got to get paid back. Kat says, "From what I have read, they will use your taxes from 2018 if you have not filed taxes yet." Correct. Yep. And our tax season has been pushed to, is it July? Our tax day is now in July, I think. But who knows if it's going to continue. Excuse me. I have the ID channel on, and I recognize that woman, so I had to have seen this episode of whatever case is on right now. Sorry. Squirrel. Okay, July 18th. And Miley, and you will claim it on your taxes for 2020 filing year. Yep. So keep that in mind. You're going to have to pay that. But yeah, we don't know when this pandemic is truly going to flatten. So things can keep getting pushed back and back and back. I really worry for people financially and being able to get themselves back on their feet when this is all done. It really is a scary, scary time. And they also say by the time this is done, we will all have known somebody who dies from the virus. You know, I know people who have had somebody. I have not had anybody personally I know. Marilyn says they also have to keep the economy going. Yep. Kat says our governor extended the stay-at-home order till May the 4th. We are May 1st. But may the 4th be with you. See what I did there? Such a nerd. Well, we have officially been on for an hour now. So I'm going to call this one to a close. I don't know when I will be on next. I went on today because Jeff went to his night job. So I'm like, all right, if Jeff's not going to be home, I'll do a live. But he said he'll probably be home around 7 tonight. So that's why I'm ending it now. Ooh, Chrissy says, did you see the hater commenting on the Marnie Monday episode after the fact? She kept bringing up Dateline. Caroline Baskin works for Dateline. Christy, I know I saw a comment and I saw you responding to it. So I was like, okay, Christy's got this covered. So I never went back and looked at it, but maybe I need to. Cause yeah, I'll fight anybody if they just want to go off that Dateline bullshit. Cause it's so not factual. 1 a.m. Elizabeth, good night. Yeah, I am ending this in. Oh my God, this is a sad story that's on ID channel right now. She commented a lot. Chrissy, is she going to be somebody you think we need to block? Do we need to stop her from commenting? Because I'm an admin there, so I can do that if she's a problem. I don't know if Tammy has seen it either. Tammy's been way busy as of late. So, all right. So I don't know when I'm on next. Well, no, the next time I will be on the WMP Justice Review page on Friday at 6 p.m., where we're going to cover the Marnie Yang case. I don't know when I will be on next as Justice with Jax. And probably the next time I go on, it'll be on Facebook because I keep rotating it. You know, this live on Facebook, this live on YouTube. So probably be an MAM gossip, the next one. So, all right, everybody be safe. Oh, she's in Wisconsin, Christy says. Okay. So be safe, and maybe I'll see you on Friday at WMP Justice Review. Fuck Carol Baskin.